He needs to get the sacrifice up and running, but they're zoning him out with the searing arrows. And Iceberg, oh, good luck, Tiny. He knows this will be a rough lane.
Yeah, they have chosen to leave him alone. I think this is okay for one or two more levels, and then he will be screwed. I don't see it. Like, I don't see this lane working out. I'm ready to be surprised, though. Maybe this works better than I think it will.
You start getting like Tiny Tranquil, so we can just sit back behind the tower, leech some experience, and just survive.
That's if you play like that.
Great Fissure block, always want to fly. He's got a small tree to go into, cuts his way through real quick. And into safety with the salve. FY wants to try and cancel it, won't be able to do so. He knows Nograda is just hiding in the tree, so comes in trying to just punch him down. But this is such a great start for Nograda when they actually got the Mango charges. He's got Lightning Bolt available. FY is low, but not low enough for a kill. But the fact that Nograda got multiple kills early on means they can just spam harass his offlane once he has the Arcane Boots.
He has something to work with. Imagine this lane if he didn't have the 2 kills that he got early.
Oh, it'll be a nightmare.
It'll be real bad.
Nightmare. He's burned every single Mango and every single consumable bar 1 Tango we came to this bottom lane with.
Yep.
X-Nova, you've got Mud Golems. They've got the power of the stuns for Wind Strike and the ability to dive onto the tower. If the Mud Golems just go, then X-Nova's going to go down anyway, because the Mud Golem split, then the double stun's going to be the kill. That's why X-Nova is purposefully not killing it off.
I'm surprised No Fear didn't just keep diving him with that Golem into the 2-2. I think it would have killed him. Maybe he wants to let him live and run all the way back to base, feeling like that will be a bigger punishment time-wise, which it will. He was already halfway there, so I think you get that kill if you can. But either way, good pressure regardless in that top lane.
Iceberg is doing the walk of shame right now. He's been out all night and realized there is no way he can hide this. Walks back off the mid lane, and Somnus is just free mid. He at least got 9 CS and 5 denies. As you said, like, he's a very good CS'er.
But the thing is, you say at least, right? But it's really bad for Tiny.
Yeah.
But Tiny relies on getting a lot, and he just isn't, because he can't. He's getting crushed. This lane's over, actually. He needs help, or they need to swap lanes around, but nobody can really go there. So they're going to accept that Iceberg will have a hard game. And I feel like when you look at how Windstrike play their games and what the recipe for success is, Iceberg being shut down is really bad. I think that's the one player they want to shut down the absolute least in the playstyle. Great
Fissure. Don't know if you'll get the totem stun. FY right next to Always Want to Fly. He can't close the distance. Arcane Boots is still on cooldown for the moment. But this is 1 minute too early for Windstrike's offlane. They're actually both going to have to walk home. They got the Arcane Boost. They spammed out a little bit. They were getting close to killing the Clinks, but now he's back up. And No Fear's not having enough presence on this top lane, but creating space for Silent to farm. So 28 the CS for Wraith King versus the 13-2 of the Mirana, but now they jump in. Magic Missile, it's only a level 1 Starfall, and that means Silent can use his stick charge to get a little bit further away, summon a couple of skeleton minions, cut through the tree lines, trying to juke it hard. Can't juke that hard, but maybe the skeletons as well as No Fear. He's got 3 Mud Golems for the stuns, so he's going after the Vengeful Spirit number 1, number 2, number 3. Way to lock it down, but goodbye mid.
Yeah, Shaker rotated over from FY, so they get that kill on Tiny. This is looking really rough. It's obviously very early on in the game, but you start seeing the writing on the wall here that Somnus is going to dominate in this game unless Windstrike somehow find a way. Like, I'm looking at their picks, I'm just like, what a godlike Huskar game, man. Like, what do you really solve this with? You've got to try some smokes mid with the Chen, I think, early on before Huskar gets too strong. And he's coming in now, but Somnus already has the ward. Actually expiring in 5 seconds, but it was a nice toss.
They toss him into it, and then they keep the control up.
That's how you do it. That was a great kill.
They're going after Silent on the top lane. Got a couple skeletons available, but 7 stick charges. He's holding it, and he's made it to the trees. Regeneration and TP's on the way. So Chen's coming in. The Wave of Terror will connect, revealing Silent. And there's just one more attack from Chalice to finish the job.
Nice try from No Fear with the TP and then defensive medallion, but the armor wasn't enough.
This offlane of Windstrike, like, I feel like it's about to hit his power timing. Like, FY comes in through the rear, they're just beating the crap out of Arme for the moment. But it's the Arcane Boots plus the never-ending harassment from Always Want to Fly, and they can't really return the damage. Like, it's a 1-1-1 build, but Frost Armor's enough to cause some problems for Clinks.
He's still doing very well, though. Clinks is top net worth in the game. Sure, they're trying to harass, but he's getting his farm.
He's also getting his one charges. Kind of didn't realize that.
A quick update for you guys on the multicast. We are sticking with this game, don't panic, but just letting you know that we have got that Team Liquid IG draft for their second game in their series. We've already got La Phoenix, a Tiny, some Vengeful, Spirit, and Marana as well. And just OG, EG is jumping into their second game. They're about 2 minutes in with a very slight couple of kills for OG, 1k gold lead for them. We'll be checking in with that a little later, but we'll stick around with this one for now, and we'll go back to Stream D, and we'll see how LGD PSG can extend their lead.
But given the situation, that's pretty good.
Why is No Fear delaying killing the Observer Ward? He's baiting them in. He was trying to force LGD to try and come and fight him, so he just stood on top of the Observer Ward after hitting it once.
Oh, mid.
Well,
not this time, FY.
Yeah, try to rotate in through the side. Iceberg is the one to get the kill.
They're ready for it. This Observer Ward they have planted bottom in the river area. We've seen that rotation in from the Shaker, so they were ready for that exact move, and good response from Lich, being in position to help out Tiny grab that kill.
Again, there we see No Fear rotating towards the top. He's got the Alpha Wolf available, and Silent comes in. They want the support. The Penitence is out. The double stun, make it a triple with that Hellfire, and then boom! Executed by Silent.
Mortal Strike is such a special crit. It's 300% crit damage on all levels.
Second time within the span of a minute that FY gets picked off trying to gank up on Iceberg.
Yeah, you saw them place this fresh sentry that they just placed in the river.
In the river, yeah.
They had the anticipation. Oh, they saw the last rotation, so I'm going to put a sentry.
You thought the obs was like here or something.
Yeah, they thought the ward saw exactly. They thought the ward saw him before, and now they didn't find it. They're like, maybe there wasn't a ward. Let's try again. All right, there's definitely a ward.
Yeah, but where do they see it? Like this ward's so deep in, like it sees anyone that walks down the ramp.
No, didn't get it. Iceberg mid.
Waiting for the toss back.
That was one creep in the way for his toss. And Somnus is fine.
For now, 10 stick charges. Oh, he's actually going to jump in using that inner vitality. Avalanche will slow him down. They need the stuns and the damage, and Iceberg. He actually gets the kill, but he'll die for the cause. Way too many Searing Arrow charges on him. Nongrada's having trouble on bottom lane. Arme diving in deep, and Nongrada just loops back around. Even finds the CS in the trees. The Fisher, 33 HP. He can't get away from this. Always want to fly. Gives him Frost Armor, but that won't protect him. And in fact, now Arme can just go into the trees once more. Hunting for yet another kill. But he can't, not underneath the tier 2 tower. That's a little too dangerous. And next Nova's in the middle of nowhere. He's got a full creep wave with him.
Arme, really? Oh my god, he actually got him. That was really nice.
I was watching X Nova die up on top. Skeleton minion finds him.
Always when a fly just stepped out a little bit again, and then Arme used strafe, ran into the tower and hit him. The tower misses obviously on the strafe and grabs himself that kill. Still a good amount of kills per minute. Toby, we still got 2 kills per minute.
Yeah.
I'll live with that.
It's acceptable.
But yeah, Armlet's coming up for Somnus now, and this is when mid is going to start getting really tricky, because these previous moments, sure, they've had enough in the tank to bring him down, but with the Armlet buffer, it's really difficult. They need to get him very low, and then they need to Zeus ult probably for the finisher, because else it's going to be really difficult.
They try and chase down after Silent. Arrow's going to fly. He's kind of at a bit of a choke point, but the arrow flew too far to the left. Expecting him to try and juke it, not just run straight.
How much damage does Zeus ult do when Huskar is really low? Like 50, maybe?
Well, you got magic resistance of 30%, and I think 50 may be a little bit.
He gets a lot of magic resistance when he drops low.
He's jumping in. Iceberg just throws him away.
It's got to be more than 50, you're right. It's probably like 100. After reduction, something like that. 80 to 100 would be my guess. 80? Let's say 80.
Okay.
That's still, you know, like, the way they're setting up. I know I'm talking about this a lot, but this really is the centerpiece of the whole game, because the last pick-in is one of these trump card last picks, so we have to look at the win condition for the other team and how they solve it on top lane.
Wraith Fire Blast is out. Here comes the extra support. Wraith King doesn't have the reincarnation. It already got burned previously. He's got stick charges, takes the arrow, and now Nongrada will arrive as well. He has the Thunder God's Wrath. They got drop chance a little bit lower for this to actually find a kill, and instead they just turn around. They go after the Zeus. Thunder God's Wrath comes out. Charles still too low. Always want to fly. He's finished the job. That one attack is not enough. Stick charges give the life back into the Marana.
I think those stick charges and the level up.
Into mid. They jump after Somnus. They got double Alpha Wolves. All the crits they could possibly bring in. The stun from FY creates space, and then Inner Vitality. Somnus jumps in again. He's just armor toggling his way through this. The fissure is perfect. A double stun. And Windstrike are falling apart at the seams.
That was actually the exact moment where Zeus ult would have made the difference. This is how I imagine it's going to go. Somnus is going to play and get low from Tiny's combo, but he's going to armlet toggle, turn around, and win the fight. Even with Chen creeps there, they couldn't bring him down. So they need that very little bit of extra damage that Zeus can bring, but obviously he was dead and had already used Thunder God's Wrath in the top fight, so Somnus felt really confident going for that play. And now we're starting to see a ridiculous lead. This is getting out of control. 6,000 gold, minute 11. Yeah, Somnus will... This is even... They've only taken one tower. They're going to take two more now. They're getting the mid tower and the top tower at the same time. And this lead for LGD will be truly scary. Windstrike is...
They're just trying to delay it. Like, they're frost armoring up everything they possibly can to slow things down. But you got no initiation. Like, Iceberg, like, he's going Shadowblade to begin with. Obviously wants to find some way into a Silver Edge. But when FY can fissure into an arrow, well, I'm kind of watching the kill that they're not getting, which is top lane, which will be the reincarnation. And double support around, so VS and Huskar die in the meantime. But then here comes Nongrada. The Echo Slam out from FY. That's not enough damage. It's going to be 3 kills going the way of Windstrike. What the hell happened in the mid?
They got a really good Chain Frost off onto the Huskar. He got stuck between creeps. They tried to save him with the swap, but there was enough in the tank there. But still showing signs of life here. I need a couple of more plays like this because, as you see when you bring up when you look at the hero net worths, just the graph is one thing, but the chart is scary. We have not seen Ame leave bottom yet. Just wait for that.
Get away from me, Somnus.
Yep. At least Tiny has that play. There goes the tower though.
Middle tower has fallen.
Ame's been having the time of his life, like on the bottom lane. And that's, oh, hello, Courier, Iceberg. One punch dropped it to 10 HP.
If he had a tree, he would have one-shot it.
And he's going Maelstrom. Whatever happened to the old days of Desolator Clinks?
I don't know if I like this that much. Maybe he wants it against the Chen.
Well, they're coming over for Rosham. All 5 Furious from LGD, 13 minutes in, looking to secure it. And Windstrike, they'll smoke up. They're coming to try and contest. Silent doesn't have reincarnation. It's on cooldown for another 2 minutes. Roshan actually stunning up Huskar. So he's really low, looking to try and fight. Arrow, he'll kill off the Wild Wing, so say goodbye to a little bit of armor for Windstrike. They Thunderbolt around. Hellfire Blast gets the VS low. Double Fissure stun. And in comes the Centaur. The toss, the stomp. The timing was a little bit off, however. And already, Ame's found his first real target. Maybe being chained up. There's the Hand of God, but they don't see him. X-Nova just swaps out Ame, gets close so he can stun over. And now that Chain Frost bounces around back into Somnus. Not enough damage, however. Silent, still no reincarnation, so this is a death for him. And LGD, they just seem to be just picking them off one by one. The VS finally died, coming a little too close to the tiny toss range. The 4 heroes down for Windstrike, no fear, barely surviving.
Both teams had that nicely set up with vision, so that was pretty even terms, right? They both had good vision in the area, but the one thing that Windstrike were missing was a sentry for the Clinks, and that one thing was kind of the difference maker. He ran in, he found the first good kill, and survived, and
boy, no way to survive! One charge from Ame, barely keep him alive.
It's tough, there's so much good Dota all over the place, but I definitely want to get a better view of this OG-EG game. Before we do though, those drafts are going down. Liquid and IG have just about finished theirs with a TA and a Lina towards the end of that. And over in that top left, you can see Stream A, we have Mineski and Fnatic just starting the draft for their second game after what was close to 90 minutes of Dota for their first. Let's jump in though, OG-EG over on Stream B, and let's see how this one shapes up. Looks like OG are comfortable.
Kind of sitting their lanes right now. They're putting S4 in the lanes that are dangerous. If he just stays top, killing him is hard, and therefore killing the tier 1 tower is hard. And if they just...
Oracle brought down. But yeah, putting S4 in these tricky lanes was working well. But then this Monkey King now has enough attack speed as also well as an Echo Saber to do whatever he wants. Godlike at 11 minutes. This is the Thompson Classic.
It really is.
This is also the Monkey King like Snowball Classic. Like when you have that good lane and have that good start, he's impossible to stop.
And this is against one of the best players in the world. It's just an incredible performance. I'm glad you guys got to catch it because I was really excited watching him play a Monkey King just like this the other day. So So they still got to stabilize somewhere. Storm has basically been jungling all game. Spectre has to basically jungle or stay off lane most of the time, or at least go to lanes where his opponents aren't at. And now finally they're able to actually deal with the Enchantress semi-straightforward. He only has 2 points in Untouchable, but it's kind of hard to just get more Untouchables.
Yep. Crit,
Right
now
when you
level
want
6, with the help of the Experienced Tome, is in a much better shape to actually set up ganks or even just scout out enemy heroes, which in itself is valuable. So,
but with these tower kills, it's going to be more gold being flooding into the supports. So No Tail's got sentries, Venge has sentries. They have ways to defend against this and start dewarding.
I mean, I think the call has to be for EG, you got to start defending towers. You know, Nyx Vendetta initiate, bring in the Storm now. He's got treads. That's all he's got, but that's at least something that is completed. He just finished it now, 12 minutes in.
Okay.
Say no to OG's tower pushes. Bring in the Spectre Haunt. Like, once you have Haunt made, that's probably what you're waiting for. Then you defend a tower, and you let towers go if you don't have Haunt.
It's so hard for them to fight, though. Ortiz still going multiple points in Dispersion, knowing that him getting ganked is by far the biggest danger here. Sub taking some damage. Or going to be forced to pop out of seal. Can you dispel that? No, you cannot. That would be broken.
Yeah, Nature's Attendant being removed. That hero would be useless if that was the case.
Absolutely.
Dire's top tower.
Unless you like 10 picture like a Brood.
So trying to defend a little. They are slowing things down a smidgen, but when the Monkey King comes, things get a little scarier.
Dire's top tower.
Where is he at, actually? He's
Hunted
here.
by Crit's Nyx Assassin.
Oh, he's a haste rune. He's a hasted haste rune. I was like, where's the monkey? I can't find it. It's a cloud. This is great. A great little guy here.
No.
Radiant's bottom
Barely see him.
is under
Had the
attack.
cloud, got rid of the cloud.
It's fun. It's like one of those things that only if you play like 1,000 games of Monkey King, you're like, oh, I can turn into a haste rune and run really fast. This is fun. Let's abuse this, you know.
Dire are scanning.
Sometimes you just get so confused by those things that it does give you that little fraction of a second to initiate anyways.
Sure. No Tail. Oh, is he going to be scouting these trees? Crit checked one side. The Haunt. Going to find him on the other. The Impale. Oh, he misses Crit. Instead, though, it's Monkey King. They got the bigger kill. That's where Ortiz was really going. Thompson's streak has been ended by the Storm. We've got ourselves a game. This is not over yet, say EG. You may have got this good early game start, but all it takes is a kill or two to punish that. Sumail, of all people, getting the last hit.
700 gold, that's big. Picks up level 9. Still working on his Kaya, though, so it's not super independent by himself, but he was playing around the enemy jungle. Maybe he got cut on trees. It's kind of what it looks like. Looks like they ball lightning to cut his trees. Stunned him for 4 seconds, if I had to guess.
He got Carapace as well by something. Maybe.
Are you sure? No, that's from the bottom.
Oh, that's from bottom. Oh, that's Nyx. Just kidding. Just kidding. Who knows?
So once again, same thing. S4 goes the lane that's dangerous. Is difficult to kill. He's got a Dragon Lance now, helps a little. Yep. And his Chorus Farm in jungle again. Must be nice to have a CM if you're a Spectre, though, in a game like this, because killing neutrals is not fast. So at least he has lots of mana to spam Spectral Daggers all the time.
Yes. Yeah. Push out waves that little bit faster, too, just when you can dagger them, doing that AoE damage. Why not? But want to see OG, that's kind of a wake-up call, you know, as good as this game has gone, and for Thompson specifically, you're godlike at 11 minutes. When you die, that's a lot of gold being given away. He's considering the ultimate in mid. Ortiz. Afraid though as he continues to farm.
Yeah, if he had a little cover there, or maybe one other hero with a stun, that could have worked out.
Again though, it's Crit though on the Nyx, just scouting everyone out, giving intel for the team. Valuable in itself. He made the sniper curry here. That's gold for the team. You take those.
That's been killed.
Other 2 heroes smoke. It's Ana as well as No Tail shifting over. They know that cores are on the other side of the jungle. At least they expect it. They're going to find the support though.
It's the bounty runes too. Very common play that we're seeing more and more of is these smokes and moves, team rotations around bounty runes, knowing that, hey, worst case scenario, it may just be one hero, but hey, you'll take that one support kill.
They did get 3 either way, so
yes.
1 kill, 3 bounties, small advantage there. Thompson's still aiming to get a BKB. When
recognizing he may as well just go straight into this invulnerability, pseudo-invulnerability either. Ana forced to stampede just to run the hell out of here, but
this is really
damage. Yeah, Sumail suddenly realized, oh wait, we can actually kill this guy.
The single value point of enchant is so good. It's 3.75 seconds of slow. So
that's all. Such a big slow. 55% slow is incredible.
Yep. So Thompson pushing on top, pushing a little towards farming more so than ganking the last bit of time, but it is kind of hard to get kills. It's like one of those moments where you do a great job stomping your lanes, getting some ganks off, but then because you're contracting the map so much, your opponents are just kind of near each other all the time, and getting those kills becomes even harder. But this could be one good grab they could get, but no, he's gonna jump away, Storm TPing, and that would have been a great snag. They could have gone for the chain stun, maybe a frostbite follow-up and Stormball, and that would have been a Thompson kill, so he gets out just in time.
He's going to Roche instead. The arrow to start things off here. The Venge wave maxed out. Level 4 Wave of Terror going to reduce Roche's armor by quite a lot here. And EG, they've got all their spells and ultis, but except for Vendetta, which is probably a pretty important one, considering that's how you would scout out the Roche Amped. EG just don't seem to realize Roche is going on right now. They've circled the area, but they're expecting them on the high ground, on the plateau.
It's taken a while to do this. Wave of Terror is helping, but...
Yeah. Seb's like, I'm going to leap out just for this arrow, and...
That's how they're desperate.
Yeah.
They don't have bottom ulti either. Maybe it's just one of these like unexpected moments, or maybe they realize like, look, this pressure thing that we're trying to do isn't working. Let's just take Roche, because they're not even crossing the river most of the time. They're just looking for us when we're across the map. He casts his ulti, he's just worried.
Okay.
I think that's more than fine, to be honest.
They're kind of in a farming state until they get their BKBs, which Thompson mostly has his, so he's going to have to wait a little bit longer, but even other players like Mirana just want to complete her BKB, so it may just be, 2 minutes of farming while they wait for their items, as well as the Wukong's command to come back up, and then they can go and do something with the Aegis.
Yeah, because once they finish the BKBs, they don't have to worry about Sumail doing Sumail things, like getting kills and snowballing like crazy. For now, they're looking for the Centaur, though.
Yeah, they start things off with a Carapace into an Impale. The Storm shows up as well, and great little gank there. Arteezy gets the kill, moves forward looking for a second one, but the Moonlight Shadow was there to get him out. And this is the power of EG's lamp, is the ability to find these pickups and kills.
Really feels like if Crit was having a rough game, or if he was playing bad, they would be so far behind. Yes. But he's been everywhere he needs to be. He's been setting up kills. He's been coordinating with his team and making things happen. If not for that, it feels like they would be completely lost right now.
Yeah.
Once again, there he is.
Another kill, yeah. It's nothing glamorous about it. He's 1-4-4. It's like not a crazy scoreline or anything, but it is right now probably the most high impact stuff happening on his team. He is enabling the Storm to have a game right now, as well as Spectre.
And he just always buys enemies. Like the crazy thing about how far ahead OG is that if they had a gem, this whole thing would be shut down. So it's almost like if their tempo would have been a little bit worse and they started stomping mid-game, it felt like they could have been doing whatever they wanted to. But instead, Crit just gets to scout them constantly.
It's one of those rare games where maybe you wish you did just buy an early gem on someone like Centaur.
Yeah.
To stop that from happening a bit.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many defensive wards. They would have cleared a lot of them on EG's side. But now EG's been able to get back into this. Only barely a 1K advantage, going for the swap here.
Lightning coming on in, but there's going to be a 2-man stun here. Storm actually balled into that one a little bit, but they don't have any good follow-ups to Sumail. Going to continue to try and bring down Ana here. He may need some additional help. Yeah, he's very, very tanky. The return doing some damage. Nice disjoint on the magic missile. Sumail. Oh, the Venge illusion. No! Sumail! One more hit. He gets it. Oh!
Oh, man. It's worth it in the end.
They hurt so much, and Monkey King comes in to clean up Fly.
And there was also a dead Arteezy that Thompson cleaned up somewhere without using his ulti.
Yeah, that can happen. That's a Monkey King for you, and that's going to force a CM buyback. The game, it's finally started to look like it was stabilizing for EG, and that they were going to be in a position where they could go late game, get Spectre some items, get Storm some items, and then OG say, no, we've got this Aegis, we're going to bully you.
Ooh, that was a really good prospect. Actually, that changed everything. If he gets his ulti out there, throws the stun, pops BKB or something, they can get some kills.
Thompson going for the ultimate, knowing that's going to maybe help bring down S4. The arrow, though, yeah, hitting Jerickson. S4 getting bullied by the Wukong's command. He's going to go with the BKB, but no, he immediately runs away. So Thompson, not quite the initiation he was hoping for. They're all tipping into this shrine. Can they get killed to Mail? They'll go Boundless Strike forward. He gets deleted. Great play from Ana as well as Thompson there to get that kill here, but they're not done. EG, they say that's a lot of your disables being used here. Thompson gets brought down first. The CM ulti is going flying, and that's going to last a long time. That's going to be there when the Monkey King respawns Thompson. He can't leap away. The arrow's going to completely miss. He didn't know where Fly was. He didn't have vision on the high ground. Thompson has a Boundless Strike in a couple of seconds. He's got it now. Can he get it off? It doesn't look like it. As they kill him as well. All of a sudden,
that's a hard thing with Monkey King, man. Like you have to execute perfectly in some of those crucial moments. Like if he popped BKB before he started to hit the Enchantress, it would have changed everything. Because then he would have instantly got the first hit
Pulling
off.
him out for a moment to give you a quick update as we do find just a final moment of stillness between OG and EG. But you can see that we did just see our first victory in that bottom right stream D. We saw PSG LGD take the win in just over 30 minutes. Nice and quick from them. And the draft has just finished over on stream Team A, Mineski pulling out the first puck, or at least the first puck I've seen. Definitely didn't see it played yesterday. We're going to be seeing how that fares versus Fnatic. But for now, we're going to be jumping straight back here where we started, OG EG, as we continue to see that 2K gold lead for OG grow.
A hero like Monkey King a lot of the time is making sure you get your Wukong's command off, which with the long cast time can be very tricky to do. We saw it get cancelled several times there. The CM Frostbite really changing things a lot. Yeah,
it was huge. Crit played that fight really good. They've got an invis set up on S4 though, so they need some rotations are coming. Seb on the way as well. There's a lot of creeps in the area though, so he knows what to fear. It's gonna be close. Oh, so close. Maybe the Centaur ulti a mistake there, kind of revealing thing. But with that said, there was an observer ward over here that did spot some rotations, so he was probably going to back no matter what.
Maybe it helped Miranda even get there sooner with the movement speed for the arrow. But
that's true.
Here we go. OG right off of that will go smoke directly towards mid lane. They see Arteezy, they want to go on him. He's going for this Manta style build. We saw this yesterday from Resolution, knowing that if you go for this greedy Radiance build up, it can be so hard to get there without your team losing the game in the process. So get this intermediary kind of stat item, farming item. And Scan will see the Crystal Maiden, but at the same time, Crystal Maiden seems nowhere.
Yeah, she put a sentry on the high ground. That means they both know that they are aware of each other.
Oh yeah, the sentry was still giving that short.
It's going to run out. Flies in at the Nova for this one. Uses a Tango 4. This could cost him.
Yeah, Thompson doesn't want a BKB for that one and won't have to.
It is scary D-warding as a support, I must say. You always worry about moments like that. But a big kill for him, that's going to give them pretty much easy leeway to take this tier 1 tower. Any dead hero means your opponents are probably not going to start a fight.
Yep. So bottom tier 1 goes down. They may look to keep on pressing this bottom lane, although Arteezy will use that as a positive sign. They're pushing bottom. This is freedom for me to go farm these other lanes. Top lane's fairly safe. Mid lane, enemy jungle. He doesn't have to go and defend because he can always haunt in should there be a fight. But they actually get the stun initiation on their S4. Follow-up stun as well. Storm goes falling in. Here comes Arteezy with the haunt. He's looking for some initial kills. The Wukong's command does come out though and tops it with a BKB. As does Seb on the Mirana. These BKBs may be too much for EG to handle. They kill off both Spectre and Nyx, but they lose a couple supports in the process. But just supports as Sumail gets stunned at the sideline. He needs to fall out. He's going to go for the kill first. He dodges the arrow with the ball forward. Seb thought he had him, but he got baited. It's going to be a team wipe. What a play from EG as they completely obliterate OG in the bottom lanes. It started out okay looking for OG with the Wukongs, but Sumail just demolished them.
Yeah, they got out of the Wukongs really fast is what it felt like on EG's side. There's just a lot of Spectre illusions. I'm sure that helps as well. Haunt's just tanking attacks. And the Oracle got killed almost instantly by the Orchid. And from there, it was just kind of straightforward. Monkey King couldn't fully commit to get a kill. He ended up getting really low in the engagement, probably to, I think, S4 just pinging away the whole time.
S4 did 3,000 damage, the most of the entire EG side.
Yeah, just sitting back, throwing impetus the whole time. And with the Hurricane Pike, able to... I mean, isn't that how it started, though? They went on the Enchantress, he forced up, and then it became like a team fight. It was maybe a little bit of a overly expectant team fight.
If you're going to initiate on the edge, you need to blow her up. That's one of those scenarios where the hero you jump when you're diving a tower has to instantly die. If they survive, 99 times out of 100, you're just instantly losing that fight unless you're just miles ahead because you've committed so many spells and resources to that one kill, and all S4 used was, a Hurricane Pike and his heal. The rest of his teammates had all their spells available.
Yeah, and hard to pick him off, definitely, because Monkey King has to be concerned about where he drops ultimate and who's closest by to get a couple hits off. Definitely difficult to play Monkey King sometimes. Doesn't get spotted here by the sentry, but Enchant certainly sitting around to wait. Oh, did they know? Okay. I think they saw. Oh, there's a free bounty rune here. So as these fights go okay for EG, it just means that their cores are going to get into a better and better place. And in the ultra late game, they have better carries. Centaur has not really paid off. It worked well in the laning stage, I feel like. But ever since then, he just feels like a stun and a double edge, maybe.
It almost feels... I wonder if this is a reaction to their games yesterday, like a confidence thing where Anna just doesn't want to be playing these carries anymore, because it's like 2 games in a row where Seb on a Wind Ranger, now Mirana, they're not really carries, but they are the scaling core as well. Anna's been playing Centaur, which is the non-scaling core, like what would traditionally be your 3-position offlaner. Oh, Carapace again as a setup. Anna does have the backup from Seb, and actually it's Crit who's maybe unfortunately gone into a fight he probably shouldn't have, as he will pay for that one with his life.
Does cost him a BKB.
Whoa.
I think he was... Yeah, I was hoping to just like one-shot somebody. Maybe...
Yeah.
Mirana was full HP, but... and Jax does pick up a gem now, so it's a gem on the Mirana. That means they should get a lot of good map control from this.
Tower is under attack.
I think maybe what they're thinking about the Centaur, actually, is the way to kill towers. The problem being that, like, he maxed out his stun second just because he had Blink Dagger fast, which makes sense. But then they didn't have somebody just stand and tank the tower, because the return is still amazing at blowing towers up. So I feel like maybe that was what he was thinking there, perhaps.
Bottom lane, they've scouted out S4 with an Invis Jerex Venge.
It's a lot of poor choice to jump. They didn't have any
It pops in. They scout him out, though. They get the Frostbite on. He didn't BKB for this one, but he does finally get it off a bit too late, though. Can he actually survive through the Impetus damage with a false promise? He's going to stay alive a bit longer, but I don't think he's surviving those Impetuses. He wants to kill S4. Does he have enough life to with the Jingu? No, sirree. He's dead. 4 dead on OG's side. Spectre did go down in the process. He died inside at Wukong's command, but that is not worth it for OG.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically everything Thompson did. Another stun on Feb here. Or Seb,
that's the gem.
Me. And the gem pickup. Crit just always in the right place. And now we're seeing the late game problems with Monkey King. Thompson's doing a great job, but by the time he got his ultimate off, he was already at half HP. That forces out the fast Oracle ulti, and he got some lifesteal out, but he's still hitting a guy that has high armor, is reflecting with dispersion, maybe even had blade mail active, and then S4 just sits on the back and pings for a ton of pure damage, and there's not a good solution, actually. It's actually kind of a hard counter for Monkey King, because he's magic immune, he has stupid high armor, but he's still taking pure damage.
And he's also outside of the ring. He's not even getting hit by the little fake Monkey Kings, so
it's a really hard lane for Sumail. He went like 0-5 and 0, 0-4 and 0. Now he's 6-6 and 6, so he's super caught up since that point. And it's hard for OG to transition from this.
Well, how do they transition from this? Is it just, getting... Is there an item or some kind of situation where they're going to be looking a whole lot better? They've got like an Axe queued up on Centaur. Mirana's finally going back for some damage jams after the BKB with a Maelstrom.
I mean, Axe is definitely a good place to go. I mean, he'll grab the 75 damage talent, but I just don't...
Roshan, that's what they want.
I don't see a way that Centaur really transitions as a hero damage-wise, unless they just like had advantage and they just kind of ended mid-racks kind of a thing.
Yeah. So they know that gem's being taken away, and Storm's just going to go balling in, forces out a BKB immediately, then he balls out.
He was ready to do
Heads
that.
up play, and once again, it's this Storm with the mana loss aura coming out from the CM. So his spells cost such little mana. He's also regen mana constantly. Arteezy's got dust of his own. He says, I'll carry the detection. He goes haunting in, finds the Oracle immediately. He's looking for more. Thompson already low. Once again, he's just going to die to these Impetuses. The false promise is just going to delay the inevitable. S4 knows he's dead. He finds a new target. It's Anna's Centaur, and that's a 3rd hero kill. It's just a 6,000 gold lead, but it feels all over. There's just nothing OG can do in these team fights. Seb's forced to just keep leaping away. And it's fight after fight, the same story. All EG, all mid to late game long.
I don't know what the item solution is that's going to make OG win these fights. Like, I'm thinking Blade Mail maybe on Monkey King, but that doesn't make sense because he's popping heal on Enchant. It's just like they got past this point, they tried to hit this timing, and they were super stomping, but when they went high ground in that one mid push, they needed to get a Rax there is what it feels like.
Yep.
And it needed to maybe be like a Centaur with a Buckler maybe just tanking tower hits or something. I don't know if Vanguard's the right, maybe Vanguard's the wrong item build. Maybe he needed like a hood there or something, but I'm not sure.
I think it's, like you say, there's no obvious item that comes to mind. It's not really an item thing. It was, they needed to snowball this game. They were doing that, but at some point it stopped. You know, the Monkey King's very first death when he had the godlike streak at like 15 minutes gave away a lot of gold to Sumail, and then it was a couple of team fights in a row where they just didn't get that good Wukong command off. They will find crit here. That's a nice kill. He's actually got a gem here, so well worth using those BKBs, and he walked into a sentry ward, unfortunately.
So it's about time they were able to punish him because he's been all over the enemy base setting things up. I feel like, I kind of feel like if Centaur goes like Hood Buckler with a Stout Shield, it would have been better. Because then you just, like, Centaur has a lot of problems, right? You need HP regen, you need survivability against physical, so Vanguard is usually common, but against towers, Vanguard sucks. It's better to have like a Buckler, and there's also a lot of magic damage. Maybe that would have made a difference. Go like Blink, Buckler, Hood, perhaps. I'm not sure. But they've definitely lost their window a bit, and they need to take really good team fights, and they need to gank well. But Thompson's built team fight this whole time. Scotty BKB, great item build if you can keep people in a circle, but he's really far away from level 25.
Yeah. I do like this Satanic he's got queued up. Maybe even an item he should have gotten earlier, because that synergy with the False Promise, he could actually maybe have survived when he's right-clicking Arteezy and getting plonked by Impetuses if he has that extra bit of crazy lifesteal.
It feels like they've been able to deal with him pretty well, though, especially because his BKB is down to 6 seconds.
Yeah.
So as soon as that runs out, frostbite him, do a impale, just slow him a little bit of storm spirit. Like, they can just deal with him.
Oh yeah, it's not going to solve all their problems by any means. It's a small lifestyle improvement as Crit will see once again. Run in, scout some things out. Sumail going in. He's got the follow-up with a double damage rune. He wants to find Topson first, and Topson did not BKB for this one. He's just going to die without using it. Swap out onto Seb. He's trying to just save the gem here. Seb's just trying to run. Says, take my teammates, but not me. My life for my kingdom, says Big Daddy No Tail.
One save there. They pop BKBs, but yeah, the instant catch on Monkey King was huge. He might have gotten nullified, because I know Spectre has picked that up this game, but great jump from Sumail. Pops the Shivas for vision, does a ball lightning. He could see everything. Haunt as well. They jumped on it. It very possibly was the nullifier, because I think that's why they picked this up. They know that if Monkey King doesn't get his BKB off, he's dead. Yep. Nullifier and Orchid, that guy's dead.
Yeah, there's 2 heroes with BKBs, and one of them is a much bigger threat. It's the Monkey King, not the Mirana, that this Nullify can be very effective against.
It's just so important that, like, the hard thing about Monkey King, again, is it's all about execution. Can you get your BKB, or can you get your ulti off? And ideally, you'll do your BKB afterwards, and ideally, you do your stun afterwards. But if it doesn't go in that order, your hero just is a lot harder to execute if you're against super mobile heroes like this. And that way, Storm has been really effective. They're going to start on him at least.
Yeah, they're actually just going to blow up Sumail. That's his first life, but still being able to take away that first life in such a cheap way. Pretty damn nice. They can't magic missile the projectile. Disjoinable by the ball lightning, as we've seen already, and Storm's going to just go falling right back in. Take out Jerks to sound things off here. In the middle of this is Arteezy Spectre. He's got a cheese, though. He's just going to man up and take down the Monkey King with the Nullifier. No BKB for you. 2 fights in a row. He just couldn't get it off, and they're on the high ground. No buyback except for Mirana. They're going to GG out. EG have turned around. A bad start here in game number 2 and taken down OG, showing great resilience.
OG had a fantastic laning stage across the board. I mean, Topson super dumpstered mid. But Sumail just is one of those games where you just got to realize, like, in the late game, I'm going to be able to come back
EG fly in the chat with the GG versus OG. That's a lot of Gs, and it is indeed quite interesting to see. EG do take the series 2-0. Where are we going next, I hear you ask? And we're going to be checking out Stream A. We're going to be jumping into that one to take a little closer look at how Mineski and Fnatic are going down. This time, hopefully, they can close this one out a little sooner, but we're only in the 6th minute. Let's see how things are going, as there's a slight kill lead to Fnatic.
And then the turnaround to make sure he slid.
Jeez, dangerous stuff there from those Ylons. Jabs really wanted that farm, but I don't think they got it.
7 minutes and a relatively quiet one so far. As the Spiders are looking for the last hit, they do manage to get it over Envy.
Okay. Moon has to be a little bit careful mid, just because there is a trap.
Have a toss, right clicks. He does have another one. No more refraction for 12 seconds. If you get another toss off here, that's 4 seconds away.
Yeah. Not going to be possible. So they'll go back and Shrine. The Avenge comes mid, just back him up. Oh, he's got a South now, too, so Nana very happy here, or Moon, rather. Ninja Boogie gonna find a couple traps. They don't know about the ward yet. They'll be even happier when they see that.
Hey, that's great.
Of course, if they see it. And nice little throw out there with the Wave of Terror from Ninja Boogie. We'll stack the wave. Or sorry, the Ancient Camp. And gets us. That's a triple stack now available.
They take down the ward. Everything looking good for Mineski so far, as Ice is continuing to keep the pressure on the top side of the map.
Bit of a DC issue there, it looks like, but no, this looks very good. And that means Tiny can rotate over to those Ancients in a moment here. Probably wants a few more points in the tree, actually, because he did go for the max toss, so he'll just be hunting for kills. But Brewmother could have used the Ancients, and all that really matters is I think they want to rotate Jabs mid, because you're hitting at 8 minutes, and ideally you'd like him to get 6 at 10, and then the Tome could even go to the Venge, and then they're just a kill threat, right? They just smoke up his puck and Venge, coil, swap, snap, and they can take down virtually anyone on the enemy team, just probably not the TA with the refraction.
All right, well, with the pause going down, instead, why don't we take a look at that Liquid game again? They're playing against IG. IG took the first in the series, and Liquid did just grab themselves Roche and a nice little gold lead.
He was very close to it before they took that engagement. Aggressive, he just gets eaten in the fights, too. He can't stand toe-to-toe. Lifestealer is just such a good counter to Tiny. SRF caught an arrow in the middle of that fight too, so it was a pretty tough fight for IG to take at that point.
SRF is He's going to be building pretty defensive. He's got stats to the Dragon Lance, and he's queued up an Eon Disc next.
And Liquid is not trying to slow down with this.
Oh, they found him.
Wow. So, by the way, you're talking about the Infest. Who is Matu going to infest?
Yeah.
Look at his item. Aha! He doesn't need an infest if he's just going to blink into them.
Oh, and then he gets the axe.
And then he can eat someone.
And then he can eat someone, and now
he can
the Infester becomes the Infestee.
So he can eat the Venge and then he permanent Venge aura, right?
Radiant's middle tower.
Oh, we have it.
He's not going to go after him. The Blink Dagger, though. He wants to be able to get on top, get on top of heroes, get on top of the Tiny.
But if he does go axe, imagine.
That'd be pretty funny. There's no way in hell he'd ever go Aghanim's on Lifestealer.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Shadows.
Oh, we got Moonlight and TP top.
Yeah.
Ooh, Kuro.
Aggressive.
Finally, Grace got the Nightmare.
Found him. The arrow.
It's a good long stun. It's a good long stun. Sentry down. There's the Fiend's Grip. And that's a kill. Aggressive caught out there by the quick thinking players of Liquid with the Moonlight TP. Catches him out.
There's a BKB on XXS, and they have the blink on Babokos too for IG. Good luck to try to set up some fights on them, but they are still playing into an Aegis Lina as well as you mentioned, the BKB finished up on Miracle. So it's going to be a lot harder to set up any of those disables on this Lina, who is looking to actually make a play, perhaps.
Underneath this ward, though.
Yeah, never mind. Getting pinged out. Bounty runes are going to be spawning. Bye.